We've got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel. Who knew love was going to be this hard? Welcome back to Love Bites, the series that, much like our female protagonist, refuses to die. Yes, somehow we are still going along this. It's gone a lot longer than I expected. I can't say I'm not enjoying it, but I am rather surprised, mainly because the other times I've played this, I have not made it this many weeks. But we shall see what happens. So then, you stir from your slumber, and for once it has proved to be the most restful slumber you've had in a long time. Glancing at the clock, you see that it reads 5 a.m. You glance out the window and see it is still dark, though off in the distance the faintest rays of sunlight paint the sky for the coming dawn. You glance at them, because that's what you do, apparently. However, everything being shrouded in darkness, you can't remember your vision being more acute than before. Okay. You turn over and cover your head to try to go back to sleep, but find that sleep will elude you this morning. Been there. As such, you get up and make your way to the mirror, and what you see there takes you by surprise. Holy shitowski. Oh, man. Okay, the first thing you notice is the color of your skin. It reminds you of a corpse, the white pallor standing out in stark contrast with the black splotches which have also grown on your skin. You touch one of those black patches and find it gives off a faint aroma, one which puts you in mind of rot. You are the Sheriff of Rottingham. However, appearances can be deceiving, for you've never felt more powerful in your whole life than you do now. You bend down and insert the fingers on your left hand under the dresser and find you are able to lift it one-handed. You let go and the dresser hits the ground with a thud, and you go back to examining your appearance. One other thing you find a bit disturbing is that your eyes have gone entirely milky white, a sheen which obscures the color of your iris. You also find yourself with a more pronounced hunch, and that you walk with a more pronounced shuffle. The truffle shuffle? Two of your other senses have grown stronger as well. The first is your hearing. You can hear your dog downstairs getting a drink of water, its lapping tongue hitting the liquid with a repetitive slurp. The other strengthened sense is your smell. You find yourself able to isolate several odors, almost like separate threads. Looks like a cracked vase. Yeah, kinda. That one is the dog, that one is the laundry, and boy does someone need to do the washing, and that one is Sabrina. At the mere thought of another person, your stomach gives you a loud gurgle, and you twinge of hunger shoots through you. Lost as you are in your own thoughts, you do hear the patter of a couple of feet behind you. I heard a loud thud. Good God, what happened to you? That's the appropriate response. Your stepfather is standing in the doorway, a book? I'm reading Complete Shock by Tom Clancy. Completely awesome. That joke wouldn't have been good even if I got it right on the first try. Your stepfather is standing in the doorway, a look of complete shock filling his face. Good morning, Dad. Joshua timidly walks in and puts a hand under your chin, examining your face. He spends several minutes staring into your eyes. Mumbles. The eyes are the... What was that? Sorry, just remembering an old saying. The eyes are the windows of the soul. It's to the soul, but... And with my eyes shrouded over, I really shouldn't have said that. I was worried about you before, but this... How long has this been going on? 9 or 10 weeks. We need to get you to a doctor. I've already seen someone. According to them, there was nothing wrong. Guesswork in a lab coat. Well, they would have to take you seriously now. Just look at you. A wave of emotion swirls through you, and for a moment you feel like putting a hole in your wall, but you quickly tamp that down. No. No, they could at least give you some help. All that would happen is I would end up as a specimen in a jar. That'd be a pretty big jar. It's like put her in a mason jar, you know, Kaitlyn preserves. Hello, Insomniosis. Welcome, welcome. If not them, maybe someone at the university or the government. Why would you even suggest that? You know the government is going to be worse than a laboratory. Unless you happen to luck out and get Scully and Mulder. It would be the same result, maybe worse. Do you even know what's going on or how this came about? I'm sorry, but I don't want you getting involved. Little late. Undead redhead in a jar. Joshua's hands clench in anger and his face darkens, and I think his eyes might have turned a little red there, too. How can you say that? No one messes with my family and lives. Do we reason with him? Do we intimidate him? Do we tell him he needs to be there for the others? Presumably her brother and mother and Sabrina. There is none, or it might just do it anyway. And why start with the intestines? That's where all the shit is. Coming from a guy who loves hot dogs. Okay, let's just go with that. You can't do that. If something happens to me... Oh, if something happens, as opposed to everything else. Well, you need to be there for the others. But there is no buts about it. Now, I'll be on my way. Are you sure you want to go out like that? I mean, what if someone questions your appearance? And tell them I'm working as an extra for a scary movie. Then I tell them I'm working as an extra for a scary movie. Yes, I need you to follow me around with my excuse. Yeah. Yeah, she has like one other set of clothes, I think. It's the weekend. Choose what you want to do today. Considering your physical appearance and how you feel, you decide it's better to not go out more than necessary. Date and gift events are disabled until the end of the game. Okay, which begs the question, how are we going to go out to a spa if we don't want to go out? And, you know, on top of that, you know, what happens if we, like, lie down in the spa and just disintegrate and suddenly you got dead girl stew? Okay, well, you know what you need? Cucumbers over your eyes. You need a nice seaweed wrap. That'll do it. Yeah, what the hell? I want to see what it says. The results are guaranteed. It wasn't before. Sunday, and we'll just relax. All right. So, as always, we will save. We'll run out of save slots soon. Well, mentally, but not physically. I don't know. If her skin had a little better complexion and she wasn't hunched over, she could make a great runway model. You know, I mean, judging from that right here, she's about at the point where her, you know, you could play xylophone tunes on her ribs. Okay, so... Yeah. You know what? I'm thinking... Well, I don't know if we're going to stress out, actually. Come to think of it. So maybe we should just stick with what we have. Okay, week 10. Here we go. Your supervisor complimented you on a job well done, especially for having customers on a Saturday. The only thing is you don't work on Saturdays. You left your severed hand behind to work on Saturdays for you. As of late, you find yourself stopping in the park more often than not. You often find tranquility in the surroundings. On this particular day, you close your eyes and enjoy the warmth of the sun. For a moment, all time seems to stop until it is interrupted by what feels like a sharp point in your side. You open your eyes and you find a young blonde girl holding a stick, and she is giving you some tentative pokes. Now, this would make sense if you were like lying down on the grass and just being still. But if you're like walking around and she's like poking you with a stick, I would ask you not to do that if you don't mind. The girl drops the stick and races behind a nearby trash can. A minute passes before she takes a slight peek. Children shouldn't play with dead things. Why were you poking me with that stick? The girl steps forward, fascinated by your appearance. She picks up the stick, but only holds it this time. Here, zombie. Here, zombie. Go get it. I wasn't sure whether you were dead or not. Well, as you can see, I'm very much alive. What made you think I was dead? Several things. The first is your smell. You really should take a bath. Well, you are asking for it, kid. My smell. Gives a slight nod. Well, we had a raccoon which crawled under the house last summer and died. You sort of smell like that. Do you want to work for my daddy? No. It's like, do you want to work for me at my lemonade stand? Poke with a stick and then offer her a job. Oh, God. You briefly raise your arm to your nose and take a sniff, but you don't smell anything. You take a sniff and pull it out. The taste is going to move you when you pop it in your mouth. Juicy fruit. It's going to move you. Oh. However, just to be on the safe side, you make a mental note that you should probably invest in a stronger perfume. You don't look very good. What is wrong with your skin? For a moment, you are unsure how to answer the little girl, but decide some part of the truth would be the best choice. I'm suffering from a rare allergy. Then I won't get something from you? A bite in the head? Not even cooties, I promise. I have cursed you with cooties. Don't poke possible zombies. Well, if you are going to poke possible zombies, poke them in the head, because, you destroy the brain, you destroy the ghoul, so. The girl comes closer and takes a seat near you on the bench. She swings her legs back and forth as she continues to look at you. My name is Eileen. Oh, come on. Pleased to meet you. My name is Kaitlyn. What is wrong with your eyes? Can you see? Yeah, she does look like she'd be like not out of place in a Castlevania anime. That's also part of my allergy. Does it hurt when I poke you with this stick? Punk, 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 punk. You take a moment to consider her question. It's been a long time since you felt any long-lasting pain. No. It's like a superpower then? Just imagine not getting hurt. Not quite. I can still bleed, I just don't really notice it. Have you ever slipped and skinned your knee? Yes. Now imagine it happening, but you can't feel it. While it might seem good at first, but if you don't know if you are hurt or not, then you can't make it better. Because your body doesn't have any natural healing or anything like that. And, you'd never end up accidentally looking down there and seeing, holy crap, there used to be skin there. Oh. You spend a couple more minutes as the girl seems deep in thought. For a moment there is another flash of hunger, but you easily suppress it. I'm guessing it's only because the stress is so low that she's easily suppressing these, but I can't say for sure. I hope you get better soon. So do I. Eileen, what have I told you about talking to strangers? Poke them with a stick first to make sure they aren't zombies. How many times do I have to say that? Sorry, Mom. A young woman walks toward you, and there seems to be something familiar about her, and that's when you realize it is the doctor you saw before. I apologize if my daughter... Jade stops as she seems to notice your condition for the first time, and Thee does a double take as she asks. Thee does a double take. Yeah. Yep, these two, Castlevania, Netflix, Season 4. They'd be perfect. Are you Kaitlyn? Was that it? Nice to see you again, Doctor. Jade steps toward you and she scans your body with the same intensity that her daughter did earlier. This isn't right. Oh, now you believe me. 1 month ago you didn't think there was anything wrong. That's not what I said. I said we didn't discover anything, but we could keep looking. You said something about your dreams, if I remember right. Is it still going on? You think back to all the nightmares you've endured before and since you visited your doctor. No worse than before, you lying asshole. But that doesn't mean it's improved. What sort of dreams are they? Eileen tugs on her mother's sleeve. Whispers, I think she dreams of death. I see dreams of dead people. Your daughter is rather perceptive. Look, can you two leave me alone? Fine, but I still think you should come back in. Jade turns around, her hand on her daughter's shoulder, and the two start to walk away. Then the little girl stops and bolts back to you. Can I be your friend? My friend? Everyone can use some friends. What do you think? Can she be our friend? Let Buffy slay us. Sure thing, sweetheart. Thanks. I promise when you die that I will put flowers on your grave. Wow, that turned dark fast. Oh, darker. Look at her. Like, oh man, that's like... That reminds me of Three Amigos. And after the Amigos came down to into Mexico, the little kid comes up to Dusty and goes, "Can I have your watch when you are dead?" Oh, jeez. Your face freezes at the little girl's words and feel a chill rush down your spine. I was trying to say it right and it was not right. Why would you say that? It's true, and one shouldn't tell lies, should they? Eileen frowns as she sees her mother coming back. I better go before my mom gets mad. It was nice to meet you. Bye. Meanwhile, the doctor's like, I recommend you take some Robitussin. It's recommended by pharmacist and Dr. Me. You walk into Victor's lab, your gait more of a shuffle than a walk. A million worries race through your mind, but one of the topmost was how much changed since your inadvertent attack on Victor. Oh, that's right, we did do that, didn't we? Ever since that fateful day, he's kept his distance whenever the two of you interacted. Kaitlyn, today... Victor stops as he takes in your whole appearance. He steps closer and draws a finger around one of the enlarged spots. Were you playing Connect the Dots? The fuck? It's getting worse. I see that. When did this happen? Just a few days ago. I don't know how much longer I have. Victor twines his fingers in between yours, and you can't help but notice just how warm his hand is, and how cold yours must feel in comparison. Yeah, I'm wondering how warm his hand is through those gloves. You won't have to. You know how I said I found someone who could help? Just let me get a couple of things and we could meet him. Simon Belmont. Alright, I'm ready to go when you are. Okay. Meanwhile, in Body Mansion, you find yourself in a well-appointed room, one in which the couch would cost more than you could earn in a year. You look around, but the room feels almost as cold as your skin. There's something you don't like about it, but it's hard to put your finger on. Looks like we're early. Thankfully, he gave me a key to let ourselves in. Yes, because rich people trust people. I'm not surprised. Do you know how many red lights you drove through? I seem to recall a man who felt arriving early was a waste of time. Victor blushes slightly and then rubs the back of his head. Zombie Phyllis Diller. Oh my god, yeah. Or if it was just animated a little more, Zombie Peter's mom. The vampire killer. This is a special circumstance. I would do anything for you, but I won't do that. Such as getting a stack of tickets in the mail. If, when you are cured, if I have to walk for the next year, then it would be more than worth it. You feel warmth creep into your cheeks, though it doesn't last for long. Phyllis Diller? Yeah, Phyllis Diller died. A good few years back. Yeah, Phil at 2012. Same year that Michael Clark Duncan died, actually, because Family Guy gave tributes to both of them at the end of one of their shows. And necrophilia, cha-cha-cha, okay. Yeah, but, you know, she was spry as you can be, you know. She had like Betty White longevity. Yeah. And an attitude to match. So when will we meet our host? About another 10 minutes. You sigh and wonder what to do with your spare time. Check the bookshelf. Look at yourself in the mirror on the end table. Sit patiently. Bookshelf. 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 Reading is fun, undead, mental. You go over to the bookshelf and randomly pull one of the books off the shelf. There is something strange about the covering. You run your finger along it and it feels like something you've touched recently. You feel a slight itch on the bottom of your arm, and so you put the book down and scratch the irritant. That is when you realize what the book is covered in. Skin, and probably human, feeling tanned and taut just like your own corpse-like skin. Jesus Christ, you picked up the Necronomicon. We knew it was coming. Had to be. Victor. Yes? I want to apologize for what happened. You know, when I killed everyone in that printing press and published my life's memoirs on a book bound in human skin. On a related topic, sorry about scraping off part of your epidermis. When I scared you, when you refused my help. You shouldn't apologize. I'm sorry about that. It's just when you hit me. You were scared? Yeah, it came from nowhere. I know you weren't in control, but still. You feared for your safety, I understand. What if that book in Bound in Human Skin was actually the Kama Sutra? Or a version of it, and now that, you know, she's in the state she's in, she's able to do the advanced techniques? So, how are your ribs? A little sore, but I'll survive. Maybe. That at least makes one of us. Oh, hell. Oh, hell and Fringlefucks. Hello, Miss Kincaid, Mr. Hammond. I bid you greetings to my humble abode. Standing before you is someone you last saw at a club almost 3 months ago, someone who vowed you would pay for your impoliteness. Hisses through clenched teeth. Something like that. You. Victor is surprised by what is taking place, clearly, but he tries to lay a reassuring hand on yours. Kaitlyn, this is... Then Victor stops, his countenance growing serious, and he looks at Damien. How did you know Kaitlyn's name? I didn't mention it to you. Oh, Mr. Hammond, or would you prefer Victor? Well, Victor, me and Miss Kincaid have met previously. Kaitlyn Kincaid. She's a Stan Lee character, apparently. Victor's face twists into confusion, like so, though you can feel tenseness build in his muscles as well. But I must thank you for bringing my property back to me. Property? I'm no one's property. She might be like a cousin by marriage of Kincaid from Elm Street 4. On the contrary, my dear, when I laid my curse on you, it also made you mine, a spiritual branding, as it were. You're my filly. Get back in the corral. How could you do something like this? Oh, that? It was quite easy, my boy, when Miss Kincaid spilled my drink. She violated the laws of hospitality and thus opened herself to my curse. Okay, let's get this straight. Because this is like all kinds of levels of, like creepy and somewhat incel shit. So you offered her a drink that was probably spiked with God only knows what. She refused it and spilled it, and thus, according to this, it means you can curse her and make her your property. Good Lord. Damn. I mean, not to sound like a white knight, but shit. What the fuck's wrong with you? I hate guys like this. I really do. Because guys like this, make women feel bad, and rightly so. They don't deserve that. But then they start getting suspicious of every male, because there's always that old perception that, well, just men have just sex on their minds, and, women are conquests, and not all of us think that. But then they get something like this, not to this extreme, mind you, but a variation on it, a real-life variation, and they're just like, well, I better not let my shields down ever again. Fuck, man. Yeah, and for the record, I definitely don't consider myself an incel. My troubles with women have always been either just bad timing, or mistakes I've made on my part, or we just didn't get along. There was none of that, women are against us and all that. That's never been anything I believed at all. But I had to rant a little bit there, because I hate this shit. And I hate that because of this, I can't even like talk to a woman in a bar or someplace, social, without having my motives questioned. Even if I'm not looking for, a companion, or someone to have something deep with. Anyway, okay, anger's done. Yeah. Take a number. Laws of hospitality. I had such high hopes for you, my boy. Such a keen, curious mind, but you refused to step beyond the bounds of your previous science. Anyways, as I was saying, she broke one of the oldest codes of conduct, and in doing so placed herself at my mercy. Yeah, we could really... I mean, I'll be honest, there may be something that Victor can do You know, maybe he can like zot this guy's until his balls explode. But, you know, yeah, Sabrina would have been really helpful right now. You're killing me because of a damn drink? Are you insane? Please refrain from name-calling. I'm trying to hold a civilized conversation here. Insane in the membrane, insane in the membrane. You bastard. Name-calling. Okay, Vister. The band Mr. launches themselves at Damien singing Kyrie Eleison. Victor launches himself at Damien, fists crackling with energy. Okay, so he is Victor from Darkstalkers. Awesome. Damien simply smiles, and as Victor gets close, Damien grabs the young man by the wrist and twists his arm, causing Victor to fall to his knees with a great cry of pain. Ow. Urgh. What are they teaching this younger generation? And what am I to do with you? I'll soon have one walking corpse. But two? No, that would be a little gouche, I think is how that's pronounced. Decisions. So the whole thing about a cure, it was a lie? No, there is a cure, but I doubt you'd like the outcome. Damien looks at his nails on one hand and idly twists Victor's wrists with the other. Uh-oh. You used me. Arg. Gauche, okay. I have to say, though, I admire your strength of spirit, Miss Kincaid. You've lasted far longer than I expected. Of course I did. I'm the heroine. And plus, we continued from a save state after the first ending. Strength of spirit. Yeah. It's easy to be a heroine when you have save states. You fought the curse admirably well. You should be proud. Of course, between the nightmares and the cravings, you were behind those. Well, how else was I to break down your spiritual defenses? Mind you, the result was inevitable, but I admit to being a tad impatient. You grit your teeth and you feel anger coursing through your body once more, but maintain your distance. This is starting to bore me. What do you say we bring this little matter to a conclusion? Damien gives another twist, and Victor is soon gasping on the floor. Sweat pours down his face, and it looks like his eyes are bloodshot. What do you want? What do I want? Well, I wanted a dance from you, but that is now out of the question. Tell you what, you dispose of your boyfriend here, and I will give you the final cure. She said it was a lie. Okay. Yeah, we are absolutely safe stating right here because I have a feeling we're at the end, and I want to see both versions of this after all the time it took us to get here. Final cure? What do you mean? What do you think I'll mean? It will take away the cravings, the nightmares, the entire curse. You'll be you. And how do I know you're telling the truth? If a warlock swears on their name... He's a warlock? Really? Okay. If a warlock swears on their name, they are bound by it. Rid me of this irritant, and you will be free. You never said your name. And fuck you, bot. Okay. Do we do as Damien asks, or do we attack Damien? Now remember, I have save stated, so we could go back and see the other possibility. But what should we do here? Done. Okay. First we attack. No. You move forward, each step feeling as if it weighs a ton. Surprise dances across Damien's face, and he starts to move back, letting Victor go in the process. Stop! I command you to stop! For a brief second, you feel a compulsion to cease movement, but this is overcome with a flash of anger. You can't be moving. You don't have complete control over yet. Damien bumps up against the bookshelf and you have your hand around his neck. Damien's eyes start to bulge as you slowly close off his air. Tell me the cure. Damien gasps for air, futilely trying to push your hands away. Can't breathe. You loosen your grasp and look the man straight in the eye. What is the cure? Well, it's Robert Smith's band, but that's beside the point. Damien gives a smile, but for some reason puts you in mind of a condemned criminal on his last day of life. Death, that is the only cure. The curse can't be stopped once put into motion. It can be fought, delayed for a time, but ultimately it wins in the end. Your vision goes completely black as rage envelops you. You can hear some distant cracks, but it takes another minute or two before you are in command of your faculties. When you do, you see Damien unmoving on the ground, neck broken at an unnatural angle. You slide to the ground, exhausted. That's it. What's the point? Victor stands up, favoring his arm as he wraps his good arm around your shoulders. There is one way, at least I think it is. How? Damien gave us the answer. What do you mean? I was named after my grandfather. He, however, was named after a literary character. Frankenstein? If we follow my namesake's path, that would do it. Okay. How would stitching me up help? Or are you thinking that would mean I would have to... It would end me? Yes, but it isn't always an ending. We can do this. Please trust me. All right. You donned what appeared to be hazmat suits when the storage closet... Wait, really? After that, we're just gonna... You hope you get some pleasant dreams, such as the one with your high school crush and the chocolate sauce. This episode's Friend Till the End was made possible by Mike Panza, Rick in Baltimore, Viceroy Scorn, D. Ioti, Jumpy Cat, Shin Majin, the post-production contributions of Matthew Carr Anderson, and all my stick-to-it lycanthro fans. Thank you very much for your continued support. Until we game again.